Hello everybody and welcome back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Right, what we gotta do is try and get that wire off him. It's bloody difficult though. Every time I go and pick it up, he grabs it. Okay, he's putting it back on the table.
As soon as the other guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
Got it, okay. Okay. Is it... Maybe I've got to use the wire on these. I don't think I have. I think it's got to be outside, hasn't it? Because I've broken
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring.
It's outside, isn't it? I think it's outside. Let's go out there with the wire. Do 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 do. See if it's the wire that I've got to connect. Is it that?
The plastic cover had been smashed by the Pixie's car, revealing a switch.
Inventory. Maybe it's that and that. No.
No way.
Maybe the wires to use. Maybe the wires for this.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
Maybe the wire will unlock it. I do that with that. Will the wire work? Maybe. I don't know. No, okay, don't know what he's doing there. In you go.
That is not a good idea.
I wonder what I can combine it with then. That with that. Inventory. That. That? No?
Maybe not.
That with that. Let's try it on the plug, and then we've got the machine, we'll try it on. He's got another piece. Can we get that one as well? Okay, this is working.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire.
There we go.
I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on my hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
What a dumb place to store a flashlight. A dark cellar. The only way I was going to find anything down there was to feel around.
Okay, that's the only thing we can see, so we'll examine that.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
There's something else then. Put it back the other way.
My hand closed on a long metal rod.
Can you put it back the other way?
I pulled the lever and the bolt creaked back into place.
In fact, is it unlocking that up there and I've got to open it through there?
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Okay, so maybe I've got to go back up there and open the grate from the other side. I'll fix you up, mate. I think. He's got another bit of metal, he has. Maybe I can get it off him. He gets another piece of metal out and does it again. I wonder if I can use that. He should be open now, shouldn't he? Yes.
I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
But we've now got light. Oh, look what it is.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was calm. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
Well, he doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He is being taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't my nerves that stopped me jumping. It was my damned legs. They wouldn't move.
Let's go and get that thing and go and speak to Nico. Oh, he's here. Can't believe Khan's here now. I really need the
Then
torch.
I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way! You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could. For sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari. I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there. I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use. The carton was damp and soggy. Useless. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Use this. Now, why would we use that? I don't know. There? Bartel?
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Why would we do that? That's what I need to know. Why would we do that? What are we going to use a wet towel for? Let's get back upstairs. Why are we going to use a damp cloth? Oh, he's going to sneeze again.
It was an electric pump operated by pushing a small lever. I was about to reach for the pump when I came to my senses. A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last.
No, it's not going to work, is it? Flashlight. Actually, speak to Nico. Speak to her on the phone. Doodly 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 doo doo.
Hello, couleur. J'écoute.
Nico?
Who is this?
It's me, George. Are you okay?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, take care. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, thanks for calling, George. Any signs of our friend the clown?
Yeah, he turned up dressed as a pixie.
What? Did he see you?
He came back and talked to me.
Oh, you're crazy, George. The killer knows who you are.
Relax. It wasn't me he was after. It was Pilgrim's Gem.
Okay, so Nico didn't really help us. I'm gonna head back to the castle. Maybe we can do something now. We've got that gem. I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but we got a torch. And I gotta fix. I don't know why I'm not fixing that. Maybe we don't need to. We just needed access to get that gem, didn't we? Really. Just gotta go up here now. Okay, so I've got to somehow get this goat to come and get me. Can I use a torch on it? Blind the goat with a torch.
Hey, Billy. The goat responded with a cool and penetrating stare.
There's probably something I can use to get him to inventory, maybe. Huh? There's some way of getting it. It wraps up round there.
Hey, Billy.
Billy
The goat
Goat.
responded with a cool and penetrating stare.
Oh, I've got to somehow get this goat over it, because it's got to be something to do with this, right? Maybe the wet towel? I don't know. Maybe throw that over the goat. Throw it over him. Hmm. Okay. Oh, it's
The
stuck.
rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Huh. Silly goat. Now you're stuck now. Yes, I'm not helping it. Down and down and down we go. What are we going to find at the bottom of this hole? Oh, a statue. Put that on there. Oh, it's way too heavy.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Holes.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
Sack, bench. Let's go over here.
The only object on the table which interested me was a small sack. The bench had probably been used by Pegram and his archaeological team. The sack contained a fine white powder. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
If I go inventory, that with that, no,
Maybe not.
or maybe that with that. No, or maybe that.
There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately.
Inventory. That with that.
Maybe not.
Okay, maybe that with that. No. That with that. No. How about that and that? Nope.
That is not a good idea.
Alright then. That with that. No. We take some more of this?
I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
It's got to be something to do with this then, right? I need to mix this with plaster with summit.
No.
No. This with torch. What would you do with torch?
No.
Oh, what about the card? No. About the card. That and the card. Inventory. That and the card. Damn it. I've got that with the card and that. No.
Maybe not.
That with... That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Paper sack. It's got to be something to do with this inventory. Maybe that. With that.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Okay, so the holes, all that. I need to fill it with something then, don't I? Maybe fill it with this.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And then maybe put that back down.
I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement.
And
The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster.
inventory. Do we put the towel there maybe?
I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp.
Tissue? Not gonna work. Can I put that back on? You're not gonna put it back on? Alright then. Inventory. Maybe that. Scrape it up? No. I'll have to go and get some more water, aren't I? Damn. Let's go all the way back to the pub. Get some water. Come all the way back. Now the goat's out of the way. Back into the pub, back into there. We're never gonna, if they all finish their pints, they're not gonna be very happy. Okay, so we need to do our towel again. Soak it again in the water.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. Okay, back down here. Let's use the wet towel on that, and hopefully that will do it. Okay, so we now need to use the water on this again. How much water do we need on it? The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Now, that on there, right. Push that on there. No? Oh, okay, now.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand.
Even better.
Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And then we put it in there.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Oh. Where's this taking me? Oh. I hope that bloke doesn't come behind us while we're in the darkness. We have got a torch. Got a torch. That's it. He gets it out automatically. Good. Whoa, look at that. Back in Nico's apartment.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's, I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running,
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod in the crew museum.
Might have to go back there. Maybe that tripod and the gem have got to be together.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
I think we gotta go back to the museum.
The Ninth Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
That's what we need to connect together. Okay.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men never really grow up?
What's your problem, sister?
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in handy.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to look after the gem?
No, Josh. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Okay.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Yeah, we're doing all the work. What's she doing? We're basically helping her write an article for her job while we investigate all this. She needs to help us more. There's our dear friend over there. But we're not going to speak to her yet. We don't need to. Right, cafe. I don't think that's changed. We'll just pop there for now. Oh, he's gone. Where's he gone? There's nobody down here. Okay, there's no... Okay, it's a wasted journey. I could go and speak to him, but he's not really going to help us that much, I don't think. So we'll just continue to the police station first. The hotel will have those thugs, so I don't want to go back there yet. Not while I've got a gem. Police station. There's Sergeant Moo. Hello, Moo.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Maybe not.
Show him the gem.
Maybe not.
Okay, maybe not.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo.
Thank you, Moo. Come on, then. They're not really helping us, but they might at some point.
What now, monsieur?
Come on, help us do your jobs.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet. I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
Well, I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Okay.
What do you make of this, Inspector?
Astounding. Where did you come by a stone like that?
I was given it by a man in a bar in Ireland. Do you recognize the gem?
It is unfamiliar to me. If such a jewel had been stolen, I would know it for sure.
Okay then.
So long, Inspector.
Okay, so not much there. Not much, but a little bit of information. We'll speak to Nico in a bit. Let's go to the museum first, and then we can catch up with her about when we've done all of it. As for the hotel, I don't know if I'm going to get back there yet. Not with something in my hand. In fact, let's have a quick look. Oh crap! No, not Rougerie. I want to get to the hotel. Okay, no, we can't go to the hotel anymore. Okay. Sad. I was hoping we could go there and have a look. Right, let's go and see if we can find who we need to speak to. Oh, is he? Is that him? Is that him? Is that the man who I need to speak to? Hello?
I beg your pardon. Are you André Lobineau?
That's me. You want my autograph?
Nope.
No. I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay. Shoot.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
Oh, that's horrible.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn. That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No,
Is it true that treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Oh, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained a mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend, who has the manuscript,
Are we, the anonymous girlfriend?
she lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Okay, let's go there.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
He knows it well. I go to Mountford on yet, I'm going up here. Go and speak to Nico.
Hey, Nico.
Oh, hi. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Nothing new there then.
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for the downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure Andre will tell you all about him.
We did.
I'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Okay, we haven't got to speak to him then. We haven't got to speak to her yet. Go to the next location. Okay. Okay, let's get him off our shot. Oh, okay. Policeman.
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Oh dear.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the so-so Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
Alright then, mate.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say?
Oh. I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Okay, let's have a look in the cafe.
A typically Parisian sidewalk cafe. Last
so
time I
I'll go there.
visited one of those, it blew up. I decided I was happy enough right where I was.
Yeah, screw that. Sewers. Okay, I can read that.
In French, English, and German it read, "In 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine. Fixed to the wall was a sign in 3 languages. In the middle of the square was a manhole. I wondered if there might be something relevant beneath street level.
Let's have a look. Inventory. I have actually got something to open it, so let's do it.
Hey, you. What do you think you're doing?
Go back to your drink.
Leave that hammer alone.
Go back to your drink,
Ow.
dude.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Okay, so I've got to get rid of him somehow. Okay, before we do that, let's head up here. We're obviously going to have to go down those sewers at some point because he's protecting it for some reason. So we'll get down there once we've gotten rid of him. Oh, it's a nice area, isn't it? Can I have a look?
I didn't have time to sit around.
Have a look,
A
though.
row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies. Whoa! A knight's tomb, his effigy in marble lying in perpetual state, waiting in prayer for the judgment day. A knight there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world, I guess. A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Will this work with it? Gem and staff? No. Gem
The
and statue?
statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Inventory. Gem with one of these. Maybe gem with the statue? No. Gem with the... that? Skull? No. Okay then. Nothing there. Okay, so it's not going to be anything to do with in here. I'm going to have to go outside and get... I wonder how we're going to get him away from that area. Gotta be a way to move him. Okay, I've got to find a way to get him moving somehow. There's got to be a way. I'm going to speak to him again. There's got to be a way to get him to move. I don't know how
Hello
though.
again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
I wonder if there's a way to get him to move.
Look at this gem. What do you think?
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long. Do you know what this is?
Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I read Hollywood Wives. I know all about it.
If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your nostrils. It's plaster of Paris.
It is. Thank heaven. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Hello, the paperwork. You have no idea.
Take a look at this.
Ah, an electrician. My TV has been acting up. Could you fix it?
I doubt it. This isn't my ID. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The pattern looks Middle Eastern. Beyond that, who knows?
Middle Eastern? So maybe we've got to go to the Middle East next.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
Alright then, mate. Grease paint?
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Oh god, no.
Hell no.
Then please put yours away.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I think I'm going to have to come back. I think I'm going to have to come back. Let's go and speak to Nico again. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and speak to her police. Okay. And speak to the police. Maybe they know this officer that's sat down doing nothing. Can we... Oh, what if we report him?
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the avenue, there is Hérisson.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Speak
Is
to him
Rosso
again.
here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Just in case he knows that police officer sat down, see if we can get him moved.
It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo. What now, monsieur?
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobbard.
Okay.
Why'd you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Oh, we did upset him, oh dear. Okay, so he gets upset and you speak ill of the Templars. Speak to Nico. So we've got a new address to go to.
It's George. I've tracked down that guy Marquet.
That's great news.
Yeah, if I get to see him, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
So we're going to go and speak to him then. Okay, right, I'm going to finish this one here because I haven't got much longer. In the next one, we're going to speak to Marquet and then go back to Nico's apartment, I think, to see if that guy is actually gone and looked at the scroll. If he hasn't, then we'll keep exploring. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.